they announced that the premiere, did you see this for season 50?
No.
3-hour premiere.
Stop it right now.
3 hours. Do you remember the movie Titanic? And when it came out and you went and you bought your VHS tapes, it was a 2-tape set. This
Of course.
Survivor, just the premiere would be a 2-tape set. That is ridiculous. We have to draw a line. There has to be a line. 3 hours?
Why not make it 5 hours? Like, why stop at 3? Like, what marketing? When you're already losing viewers and you have a shit season, the move is not to
let's give it even more time. I mean, I was annoyed about 90 minutes. I'm already annoyed about that's a full length Pixar film. Okay. 90 minutes is a long time for me to sit down and dedicate to one program. 3 hours? 3 hours? What are we doing?
Spinsters, welcome to Where's My Spinoff. I am Corinne Kaplan and
I am Britney Haynes,
the Magnificent. We have a lot to cover today, but we're kind of all over the place. So just buckle up.
All over the place.
I know. So we missed Britney. We missed you last week. Eliza came in and covered for you.
I know. How did that go? What were the vibes? How was the energy?
Heavy awesome.
Survivor. I assume heavy Survivor chatter because she knows everything.
But to her credit, she does follow Go Naked on Facebook, and she's, she listens to the podcast. So she came prepared, which I loved. She brought her own celebrity Facebook friends you may know.
Oh, I love that.
Spoiler alert. I didn't know any of them, but it was really fun to go toe to toe with her. She had a lot of political candidates. If you haven't listened to that episode, go back and listen. But today, where do you want to start, Britt? I have
I don't know.
A cute little story.
Since your tweet went viral and you had like a little bit of resurgence from your, basically it was a clip from this podcast where you said that everyone on Survivor is ugly. And then it went all over the internet and we had like a lot of people responding to it. How did you feel about being re-engaged with Gen Pop, with the general public? And what was how was it for you, the energy level? Were you drained by having to like constantly look and see what was going on in the Twitter sphere?
So I don't really do anything on Twitter, but I was not like expecting that. And then I was also going to Moab for the weekend and I didn't have any service. And so when I was getting intermittent service, it was like Eliza or my friend Nathan or Lindsay, like reaching out and being like, or you being like, oh my God, like Rob Sesternino just tweeted about it. And I was like, fuck. Cause inherently you go, I'd rather just not read what people say because you're not going to convince me they're not ugly. I said what I said, I don't give a shit what you think, but like you also go back and forth with like, first of all, for like business purposes, engaging with these people will help. And it's not like I go viral all the time. So it would have been nice to like capitalize on that. But I was like on a vacation with this guy I've been dating. And I don't really want him to think of me as the type of person that like we're in Moab and I'm like sitting there on my phone.
Obsessed with your phone. Yeah.
But then like every now and then I would get a glimpse of like, basically I just went into Instagram and boy, the level of stupidity, the amount of people like, either people agreed with me and thought what I said was right and also kind of a brave take, if you will.
Yeah,
and definitely. Obviously not a like snowflake take, like not everyone's going to say what I said, but that's why I was a good character on Survivor. But the stupidity of people that were like, you're not that pretty. And I'm like, right, I'm not on this season. So
correct. This actually has nothing to do with my own looks and then physicality, etc.
This one Instagram, this is what had me turn Instagram off because I was like, I can't read this. This person was like, you've had so many threads and fillers, you're not even recognizable. And I was like, I literally don't have any of those things. Like, so I guess I'm just aging poorly, but I don't have threads in my face. So
pretty much every time I've ever done anything on television, there have always been comments that I have had like a ton of work done, which I find hilarious because I've had no work done on my face whatsoever other than Botox. And if I had, I don't think that there's not like a stigma around that like there used to be. Like, I don't think that people have to quietly hide and go get a nose job. I think that it's like pretty well accepted for you to just say whatever's going on, like there was a time when Kylie Jenner was pretending that she was just overlining her lips, and we have graduated past that point. Like we don't really do that anymore. People are pretty open about it, as I would be, but I always just think, wow, you guys must think my like budget for trying to look really good in Tulsa, Oklahoma is much higher than it is, because I would never invest that much money in making myself look better, especially when I'm just living here anyway. Like it's hardly like I'm out on the streets of Beverly Hills all day, every day.
I'm in
like
Denver.
Yeah, like maybe then I might feel some pressure to go do a little chin balancing. But here in Tulsa, I feel fine. I feel great. I go to Target, people don't run screaming that I'm a troll. Like I feel perfectly fine living my life with the face that I have. Other than I do get Botox regularly. Other than that, that's it. But they always think that about me. Always. I think that's just like a default insult that's actually not even that insulting. I don't get it.
Yeah. And I just like that annoyed me. And I wanted so bad. It's so easy. Like I could make an entire living if this was a job where I just go, you say something, I go to your Instagram profile, I take a look at what you look like, and then I ruin your life. Yeah. And I could do that 100% of the time with pretty much anyone. Mm-hmm. But I don't have that kind of time. And I don't want to, like, the second I start to engage, then they they got to come back. Like one person,
this is a losing battle.
This really one person wrote like, something like, you're irrelevant. Like, oh, you have a podcast no one even listens to. Where have you even been? And I'm like, I mean, I've been doing things. So I just decided to go to his profile, and it said he was like a freelance photographer. Yeah. And so I just wrote back like, yeah, I was like, so I'm really successful in my career, which isn't podcasting or reality TV, but I'm not God's favorite child. We can't all be freelance photographers.
I know.
And then he wrote back, well, I travel the world. Like he's actually having a conversation. And I was like, you know what? Block. I don't know why I bothered. Like, I just wanted to humor myself for a second. And it's like,
I always regret if I engage. It's fun for like a minute. Like, cause I mean, it is funny. It is a little bit funny to get,
to be but way wittier and meaner.
Because you're right. They never just take it and back down. It just keeps going. And then it becomes like an energy drain, and you wish you had just like never gotten started. Happens all the time. Yeah. People also always think that my boobs are fake, or they'll be like, oh yeah, what does she have besides fake boobs? Which is the highest compliment you can give me as a mother of 3 who does not have fake boobs. You couldn't make me feel better about myself. Thank you so much. It is the highest level of compliment. I love it when people say that specifically.
So I am in the position, tomorrow night is my last night before I leave for Ecuador. And I am a little bit panicked about that whole thing. We'll get into it. However, tomorrow night is the Survivor party that I very much do not have any interest in going to. However,
are you on the poster now? Have you made the poster? Are you? Did you unblur into?
Did I morph into a face? Yeah. No, because I haven't told anyone I'm coming. And I was also like, I stand on fucking principles. If I'm like, hey, I'm actually in town, I can make it. And they're like, great. And then I have to buy a ticket to go to this. I just can't do it, you guys. I can't do it. But nevertheless, I really only want to go to see the Love is Blind people. Obviously, I love Bryce and Wendell, but like, do I need to be in the presence of a bunch of silliness around Survivor? No. And the awkwardness of like the people that are there from every other show that I've never watched that I'm not going to know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cause there's like there's so many people.
No obligation to go. Like you're not on the poster. I would just
but I could meet Allie from Love is Blind.
Yeah.
That's my only reason I want to go.
I get it. I do hear that. Did you watch Survivor this last week, I should say? Like, were you gripped? Yes. Were you pulled in? You did? Good job.
I did.
Corinne. Look at you.
Thank you. Well, Eliza and I were going to podcast about it. So yeah, I did watch it. It was as brutal as the fucking episode before. I can't, I feel like it makes me feel sick. Like I hate watching it. It's just, it's upsetting. I can't, like the amount of idols and stuff that's going on, which I know has been a complaint for many years, but like, why don't they listen? It ruins the game.
They do
I
not
mean, it's
listen. They do
really,
not care. They don't care if you think their contestants are ugly. They don't care if you think that they are too many, oh, let's put you in a boat and take you to this island for a day and then go back. And yeah, there's all kinds of like ridiculous additives at
and
this point.
I look, this is a something that probably only you and people who have played the game will think, but there's a little too much producer interference and it's a little too fucking obvious. And like I could tell, like they had, now I'm forgetting because it was a week ago, but basically the chick who wins immunity, she also gets an advantage. And that advantage means she gets to sit in on, they split the 10 into 5 and 5. Well, that's really tough. When you have 5 people, you've got to figure out how do you get the majority numbers. And
Yeah.
in that situation, there's a guy with an idol who might use it for the other girl. Like it's so confusing. Well, I think they wanted to see this girl, Savannah, come back and reunite with the guy with the idol that she's friendly with. So they not only give her immunity, but the advantage is she gets to show up on the beach and then have a vote at tribal. So now there's 6 people instead of 5. It fucks everything up. Like and then she has the chance to not use her vote. So she doesn't use her vote, but they don't know she doesn't have to use her vote. I can't. It's so convoluted. And it felt like really strong producer interference.
Worst news for you ever. Like this is guttural and terrible. Tell me how you feel.
No. What?
Yesterday they announced, because I have already committed to watching season 50. I'm sitting this season out. I've already committed to season 50. They announced that the premiere, did you see this for season 50?
No.
3-hour premiere.
Stop it right now.
3 hours. Do you remember the movie Titanic? And when it came out and you went and you bought your VHS tapes, it was a 2-tape set. This Survivor, just the premiere would be a 2-tape set. That is ridiculous. We have to draw a line. There has to be a line. 3 hours?
Why not make it 5 hours? Like, why stop at 3? Like, what marketing? When you're already losing viewers and you have a shit season, the move is not to
let's give it even more time. I mean, I was annoyed about 90 minutes. I'm already annoyed about that's a full length Pixar film. Okay. 90 minutes is a long time for me to sit down and dedicate to one program. 3 hours? 3 hours? What are we doing?
I don't know.
If you're not the Eras Tour, we're not given 3 hours. That was the one and done. That was like the only scenario that we would do 3 hours. I think it's crazy. What is happening? Is CBS just so low on programming that they are just like giving extra time to anything that needs it?
I don't know, but let me tell you, if it's 3 hours, then with commercials, it's going to be a lot more like 3 hours and 40 minutes. And that's just insane.
It's crazy. 3 hours.
And we gotta hope.
I've already committed. I have to watch this thing. And it's watching Titanic. It is watching the origin story of Kate Winslet and Leonardo DiCaprio from day one until only one of them is left and the other one's dead in the ice. That's what we're tuning in for the Survivor premiere. One episode out of a whole season. It's crazy. They were weren't they only there for 26 days? I don't know what you could find to fill 3 hours with for the first episode.
Listen, if one of the contestants is fingering another contestant, I'll take 3 hours. Okay. If you're going to show me something
that only takes max 36 seconds, Corinne.
But you're going to do the build up of how she powdered her kuka. And then like, I feel like you would have to give me something so salacious for me to even like pony up for this. I want to say from the perspective of a player, one of the things you do when you get voted out is go, all right, how many episodes will I be in? Because that's how many watch parties I can have. And the problem with a 3 hour premiere is, 2 pitches are going home, right?
Right.
They're not going to send only one person home in 3 hours. So now 2 people only have 1 episode.
You're right. 2 people have less episodes. Speaking of someone getting potentially fingered, this is a loose tie-in, but a tie-in nonetheless. The other night, I was doing my special gummy night, okay, where I have my gummy and I just enjoy my reels and enjoy whatever TikTok giveth. And what TikTok giveth me was a trailer for a movie that is coming out on Valentine's Day. And it is like I guess, a remake of the classic Wuthering Heights, like the famous novel.
Yeah.
And it stars Margot Robbie and I don't know, two other hot men that she's going to be torn between. And I don't know if it was just the gummy. Like I need to go back and review this trailer, but I was entranced. It was like I was seeing the most important piece of work that has ever been produced on earth. I mean, I was riveted. And I am not one for like smut fiction. Like I don't do like horny books. I'm not really like a romance fan of any type. Like I never watch romance movies. It's just not my thing. The Wuthering Heights, I don't know. I don't know if it was just the gummy, but it was giving. I was taking note, taking interest. I think I might have to go to the movies on Valentine's Day. Like it looked good and steamy. There were sexy backs that looked all sweaty in the candlelight. There's the whole like historical component. We were wearing corsets. We have petticoats. I don't know, something about it. It was giving. I'm actually very excited. I would give 3 hours to that, not Survivor.
Do you think, can we do this together? Because I just have been dreading it. Can I just open up TikTok and see what the fucking damage is? I haven't opened it since the viral moment.
Go ahead. Let's see what happens. See how many messages you got. I love TikTok. See if you can find them. Now that I said that, though, you're going to get the Wuthering Heights trailer.
It's not that, I mean, I didn't put the thing on my TikTok. Only Hurrdat put it on theirs, but there's 53 activities. This isn't so bad. All right. Should I go in and see what people...
Read some of the comments.
All right. Let's see. I'm so bad at using this.
Just read off some random.
I know, but I
saw a lot of people who were agreeing. Like a lot of people were like,
I know.
She's not wrong.
Which is amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, this isn't, because all of these are comments on my videos, because I must not be tagged in the Hurrdat video. So that's why I'm saved here. So Hurrdat has all the comments, but we would have to go to theirs because I didn't. It's not on here. Okay, well that makes me feel better.
Since we were talking about the hotness of various contestants, I saw on my feed randomly, it was like breaking down marketability that was determined like forever ago when the season aired, and I sent one of the slides to you because it said that one of the contestants, this was Elizabeth Hasselbeck's original season, Australian Outback. And so one of the hotties from that season, they had said on hers that she was perfect for Penthouse. And so I sent that to you and I said, Corinne, these are words we will never hear about modern day Survivor contestants. They will never be classified as perfect for Penthouse the way that they used to be. And anyhow, go ahead and say what you said back to me.
Oh, that's a very specific derogatory term. See, if you say somebody's perfect for Playboy, that's classy. But when you say they're good for Penthouse, we're going to see your labia majora and minora. And we don't care for faces in the picture.
And it did specifically say Penthouse. She was very cute, though. I don't really remember this girl, but she was very cute. Anyways, it was just kind of in the vein of you talking about, modern era not being as sexy. This girl's name is Kimmy. Kimmy was very cute.
She looked familiar to me. I'm sure she doesn't. That's probably a picture of her from when she did the show.
Yeah, I'm sure.
I have I used to go to the Playboy Mansion quite frequently. They would have parties and whatever. We would go. And I went to this party, and at the time, the guy I was dating, I was with him for 3 years, which sounds like a long time, but I just want to let you know that he was married the whole time. So if you factor that in, I'm not sure if the 3 years counts as the same as like just straight 3 years. Yeah. Anyways, we were together and I went to the Playboy Mansion and I was devastated about this breakup, like really upset. And so my friends Joyce and Matt took me to the Playboy Mansion. I'm in like custom lingerie and I meet a celebrity athlete there and I end up hanging out with him and leaving with him. And my best friend Joyce, who's a publicist, was like, I'm going to hook you up. She got the photographers to take a picture of us and then got me in Playboy in the like party section.
Oh, nice.
I'm technically in Playboy. And the story got picked up by Page Six that like Survivor Corinne goes home with Bodie Miller. He's a skier. I don't know if you know him. Anyways, and my ex was living in New York City at the time and read Page Six like it was the Bible every morning. And he had to read about it. And that was the best orchestrated revenge /
Oh,
God in
that's
Playboy
the
ever.
best. Yeah,
I
that's
know.
amazing.
So joke's on you, CBS.
What?
I got in Playboy anyway.
Guess what? This story
What?
is still in the archives of Page Six. I can pull it up
Oh, me and
right
Bob
now.
Miller?
And see this
Please,
man.
God. I
Yes.
just for the record, I tell no lies. I have the Playboy magazine upstairs. I'll take a picture and Brock can put it in here.
Miller made a beeline for former Survivor contestant Corinne Kaplan at Playboy Golf's pajamas and lingerie party at the Beverly Hills Pleasure Palace. Nice.
It's no penthouse, but it was a world-class athlete. And
A spy
that is all
told us-
planted by my best friend.
A spy. Oh, is she the spy? She's the
Mhm.
spy. A spy told us Corinne looked gorgeous in lingerie. He was flirting with her all night. They were laughing and dancing. And the next thing you know, they left together holding hands. Okay.
I mean,
Corinne.
I just want everyone here. I wish for all of you to have a friend as good as Joyce who planted the story and then they had the audacity to pretend like it wasn't her and say, people said she looked gorgeous.
People said she looked gorgeous. He made a beeline for her.
Yeah.
Oh,
She wrote all that.
What a legacy. Yep. You're still in the Page Six archive. So congratulations.
Yes.
Yep. Still there.
Thank you.
No photo though. So you're going to have to, we're going to have to add that in.
I do have it. Yeah. Well, okay. So you said you have a grievance that you want to air. And then I would like to discuss how I almost got arrested in Moab because it is also under grievances. So you go first. What's your grievance? What are you pissed about this week?
Here's my grievance. And it's going to sound a little bit specific, but I feel that you will know what I'm talking about. Anytime you're opening your socials these days, whether it's Instagram, TikTok, especially, it's a lot of people just lip syncing. And then they just they're lip syncing a song and then it'll have like some text over it that's like, oh, how I feel about blah, 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 blah. There will always be there's some reason that they're doing it that's explained in text, but then the body of the video is just them lip syncing. And my grievance is with the fact that they're so bad at lip syncing. I see it every single day. The timing is just slightly off, right? There's just a half a second error, but it's messed up, or the sound starts before they start moving their mouth. It's just slightly off, and yet they still choose to post it anyway. And it's lip syncing is not hard. That is something that you should be able to perfect before you post. And if you're going to post it, do it well, do it correctly. Why are we posting bad lip syncs? I don't understand, because it's not a difficult thing for you to do perfectly. Did you not spend all of your early teenage years lip syncing to, Carrie Underwood in your bedroom? Because it's not difficult. It's not a talent that few have.
Brittany, you know what is hard? Actually singing. If you're just lip syncing, that's the whole thing. It's like playing air guitar. It's not as hard as playing guitar.
It's not hard. And
you
yet
should
they
be
can't
nailing
do
that
it,
if you're doing
Corinne.
it.
Every single time I open up TikTok, I am met with bad lip syncing, and it irritates me. If you're going to do this, you're going to content create, this is going to be your job, you have to be good at that. Why are you putting out, and they're proud of it. They put it out and they act like this is fine and hilarious, and they expect it's no, you are a lackluster lip syncer. You do not deserve any attention for this other than negative. Do better. Go practice. You needed more practice, and then come back with your lip sync. I don't participate in that type of Instagram or TikTok activity. That's not my thing. I'm not a lip syncer on socials, but if I were, I can do it so well. I am a fantastic lip syncer. Okay. If you're not on my level, please don't do it. Don't even try.
I would assume that there is an app that lets you karaoke, the words will move, light up as you're supposed to say them. There's this girl, I don't know how this came across my plate, but it definitely was on Instagram and not TikTok, but it was something that she does on probably TikTok and puts it on Instagram. But she does a word for word Judge Judy. She even moves her glasses at the same time Judy does.
Okay,
and I was give this woman an award. She's obviously worked really hard at this.
Yeah. And when they're good, they're so good. There's another guy that I follow who is amazing, who only specifically does Trump reads. And they are so funny because he is so good at it. Yes, the facial expressions, everything, he must practice a lot. So I have no bone to pick with them if they are in fact excellent at it. I think it's great. It's the bad ones that irritate me.
Yeah.
Do better with your lip syncing. Do not put errors up for your content.
Well,
it's annoying.
I think what the people really want to know is, do you have someone in mind that's really terrible at it that we know from the reality community that should be called out?
I'm going to plead the fifth.
So it sounds like she does. I'll find out after the show.
But yes.
So I went through this last week with Eliza, but the dieta that I have to be on, which is Spanish for diet, and I leave Thursday, and I have the most hellish flights of all time. It's 5 hours to get to Miami, and then it's another 5 hours to get to Quito, Ecuador. And did they book me all middle seats? They sure did.
Perfect.
So on the way back, because all of the flights getting out of Ecuador are horrendous. By the way, it's not convenient to go Ecuador, Miami, Denver. It would have been Ecuador, Houston, Denver, but those don't exist. I don't know why. So I have an 8-hour layover in Miami. So I was like, I guess I'll see my mom and dad, but it's like the longest, worst day of all time.
Yeah, that sounds brutal. And I mean, I assume that I feel super savvy in terms of seats, but you travel all the time. I'm sure you are. Are the flights just like full and you have virtually no choices anymore on where to sit?
I paid for extra leg room, which is just 6 inches extra, but it's quite expensive on international.
So.
Yeah, preferred. Right. So it was $175 for 2 of the 4 legs to be upgraded. I actually wanted all of them upgraded, but they misunderstood me because the person that I'm talking to on the production side doesn't speak English and is using a translation device. And somehow this got lost. Mm-hmm. Anyways, yada, yada. I paid extra. There's only a handful of these particular types of seats. And they gave me a middle, and there's nowhere else for me to move. If I move, yes, I could move, but then I paid all that money for nothing. Mm-hmm. Now I'm just in the regular seat, and there's no refund policy for that. So I don't know. I keep checking to see if something opens up, but I don't want to go into non-preferred seats given that I already spent the money on them.
I get that, but I would still take non-preferred if I had the whole row to myself. I would do it.
Oh,
at the last.
I don't know if that's an option. These flights look pretty booked up. I don't think I'm getting a whole row. I don't know what your take on this is. So I did the very final flight after I've flown 5 hours from Quito to Miami, and then I'm in Miami for 8 hours, and then I get on a flight that's not going to get me home until midnight. That leg I upgraded to first class because it was just extraordinarily expensive to do, and I was like, I don't want to blow all the points I have. But anyways, I did upgrade that part. But my mother said something I thought was kind of funny. So the person that I've been dating, we're going to call him the dentist because that's what he does for a living.
Okay, nice.
We've been hanging out a lot. And so he was like, you know what? I'm going to see my family for Thanksgiving, but I can just drive back a day early. And then I'll come get you at the airport. And I was like, that's so nice. You're going to lose one day with your family to come get me. Yes, I love this. I tell my mom, and for those of you who are newer listeners, I'll talk about my mom from time to time and you'll get a better vibe on her. But she's she's to the point, and she doesn't really often filter anything she's going to say. And I respect the shit out of it. I get it from her. That's how I am. And I just go, the dentist is going to pick me up at the airport. And she goes, what? You're going to look like shit. That was her first thought. Why would you want somebody to pick you up? You're going to look fucking awful. So now I'm stressed. So I upgraded myself to first. At least I can zhuzh up something, on the last leg. But yeah.
Yeah.
So anyways, this guy and I went to Moab, and I want to tell a very quick story. What were you say?
Okay. I was going to say, I do agree with her that you will look terrible. Maybe not if you get to leave the airport and go have some downtime and then go back. But more than that, the reason that I don't like people to pick me up from the airport is because it's a whole logistics issue once you land.
Yes.
Of okay, I'm here, but then I have to go wait for my bag and I don't know how long that's going to take. And then they have to park there, but then the people tell them to move because they can't leave their car there. And then heaven forbid your flight's actually delayed or canceled. And then now you have to make the call and be like, hey, I'm actually delayed now. Now I'm getting in at 10:30. Are you still available? I just feel like it's a lot of work versus I can just call the Uber when I land. And it's just a little easier. But outside of the reason that your mom gave.
I'm into acts of service and I'm going to let him pick me up. Anyways, it's
a nice offer though. because
It was really nice.
that is not like the easiest thing to do, to go get someone from the airport. Like I said, a lot
For
involved. So it was
Thanksgiving
nice.
weekend holiday travel? No, it's
Yeah.
terrible.
Nice.
I know.
Okay, tell me about
anyway,
this man.
so I'm just going to tell you this part. So he and I went to Moab, which I had never been to. He's got like a lot of toys. So he had a side by side. He brought a motorcycle. He brought like his truck with a trailer, all this stuff, whatever. All of that is fine. We had an amazing time, but we went ziplining in the morning, and the zipline instructor, unprompted, just says to us, are you guys going to be hiking Moab? Which most people are. We were going to do like the side by sides and other stuff. He goes, because of the government shutdown, you don't have to pull a permit. Now, it's not the money. The permits aren't expensive, but there's only X amount because they need to limit the amount of people in these parts of Moab, right? And that's all we knew, is that the guy who lives here was like bragging about how he can climb anywhere he wants because the government shutdown. There's no park rangers working, and there's nothing, nothing is open. So you can just do whatever you want. So the dentist, sort of takes that into account and is like, I think we should change our plans this afternoon, and we should do this like incredibly difficult, like impossible hike that's like beautiful, but it's really hard to get into because everyone wants to do it because it doesn't matter because we don't need a permit. And I was like, all right, we get to this hike, and a girl sees us, and you have to have a permit. It's like something on your backpack, like I don't know. You can see it. Like when someone walks by, it's like bright orange. And she's like, excuse me. And we're like, and she goes, you guys don't have a permit. And I was like, we don't need one. Shut down, baby. And
haven't you heard?
She goes, I wouldn't risk it. And I was like, I started getting nervous. And the dentist is like, you gonna listen to this bitch? She's probably angry because she bothered to get a permit. Like, we know that there's a big, like A sign, like, what do you call those? Like the ones you see in front of a coffee shop. And it's like, permit required, punishable by up to 6 months in prison, $1,000 fine. And so I'm like, hey, I'm starting to feel some kind of way because who put that sign out if no one's working? Because that sign is not a permanent sign. And he's like, you're being ridiculous. So then we start the hike. And I asked the next two people, and they were like, no, we've been here for 3 hours. There's nobody here. And I go, all right. We begin this hike. And if I may, I'm not like, look, people think I look athletic. I'm actually not athletic at all. I can't do yoga because I have no balance. So for me, like we're climbing rocks, like Becca from Amazing Race, right? Like we're like doing like shit I shouldn't be doing. And I have the wrong shoes, and like I am so ill prepared. The other problem is that there's no signage, and pretty soon we're just in like the middle of like caves, and like we can't tell. I don't know how you get out. Like it was a little dicey. Whatever. I enjoy my time. I take some pictures. I'll throw a picture up here so you guys can see. Beautiful. Moab is beautiful. However, we walk out of this hike and are met with the fucking park ranger. And I'm never in trouble. I am such a rule follower. This is so not me. So I'm like, oh my God. And then I think, oh, come on. What are they really going to do? They're not really going to enforce this bullshit. So she goes, do you have a permit? And so he goes, no, we were under the impression. She goes, shut up. Where's your car? And he's like, it's the truck over there. She goes, you'll sit there until I deal with you. She had 4 other people detained, and they were young. And we know that the fine, this is a $2,000 hike right now, right? It's $1,000 a person at the best case scenario. Worst case scenario is I'm facing 6 months in a federal, not state prison, because this is federal land. So I am now
for hiking, for walking.
Yes. So I'm just like, but I'm thinking, you know what? Maybe she's just it's going to be a warning, or like, so the 4 people that she busted before us were like really like obnoxious teenagers. And like, they said something like when we were walking by, cause I said look, I'm in sales. And after I said a few things, he was like, do me a favor and don't talk anymore. Okay. You're getting us, like, you're making it much worse. Cause I was like, ma'am, the zipline instructor told me, she goes, does the zipline instructor work here? No. Like, she was not happy. But when I said zipline, these obnoxious teens were like, oh, you zipline? We skydive. We don't need a line. And I was like, I hope you all go to jail. Well, we go sit on the bed of his truck, and I can see like catty corner what's happening. And she's radioing in, spelling their names out, finding out if there's warrants. Like, this is like, I'm thinking it's a Paul Blart mall cop situation. Like, you're a park ranger who's not even getting paid today. Like, what do you mean? So she's got these people detained for an hour. And they're now sitting on the curb. And now I see her begin the process of like handcuffing them. And I was like, motherfucker, like I'm going to lose my job. Like what level of fence is this? And who, they're going to impound your car? Are we ever going to get out of Moab? And like, that's when he told me, he goes, I got bad news. This is federal land. So there's not a federal prison in Moab. We would have to be transported to like Salt Lake City. And I'm like, what the fuck? So he's like, Corinne, I will offer all the money. I will pay your fine. Like, I'm so sorry. And I was like, it's fine. I was trepidatious, but I agreed to go on this. It's my fault as well. So after this hour, it's taking forever to process these fucking criminals into the system. And we're just sitting there and sitting there and sitting there. Mercifully, she comes over and she's like, thank you for being so patient. And I was like, yeah. And I'm near tears, man.
Yeah.
And she goes, obviously. I'm like, I already shit myself. So she's like, I'm going to let you off with a warning because you didn't try and run. And I was like, was that an option? Like, because I don't know. I might have done that. So she lets us off, but fully arrested these others. So we think they were like vandalizing or doing something additional. But in this time of extreme panic, he just kept saying, I will pay your ticket. And I was like, I have the money. It's not that, but also, yes, you will pay my ticket.
Yeah.
And I decided, I liked that he offered it up. I wasn't like, no, don't be ridiculous. I was like, okay, you can pay it.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. And
did you go back to the zipline instructor and say, hey, bud, by the way, you're sending people to state prison for telling them they don't need a permit? Maybe zipline guy needs to be clued into the fact that the government, in fact, the shutdown ended, friend. Turn on the news because we need permits.
But the shutdown was still going on at this time, but he told everyone in our ziplining class, everyone had the same information. Misinformation. Anyways, the best part is at the end, she's letting us off with a warning and everything's good. And he's already told me to shut the fuck up multiple times here. And he's sweet. He didn't say it like that, but I knew that's what he meant. And I just go, I just want you to know this was all his idea. I would never do this and I would never do this again. And he's just like, we got off. Why do you need to throw me under the bus? I was like, I need you to know that I didn't have anything to do with this. So anyways,
I'm not as quality of would never make this choice.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so funny.
I was like, how am I going to tell my parents that like I need money for bail? Like I just the whole thing was upsetting.
Yeah, prison. I'm in prison. Not good.
And for all the things they could guess I would do, it wouldn't be trespassing on federal land.
It wouldn't be hiking. Like as if you need one more reason not to have to, you know? It's like, I could go to prison. I'll probably pass, probably skip this one.
Yeah.
That's a cute story though, for you two to have as like one of your early dates. I mean, it's cute.
Yeah. I said something to the other day. I don't know if you'll think this is funny, but I didn't realize I didn't realize it wasn't so nice. So he has a really nice body and he's like a person that like does all this like activity, but he doesn't like physically like go to the gym and lift. And I really like the way he's built. There's like something about, it's very manly to me without being like I honestly think I love gay men and they have great bodies, but like when I date somebody who's got like too nice of a body, I'm like, now you're looking sort of gay to me. Do you know what I mean? Like you shouldn't care that much. And so I really like what he's working with. And so I was like, I made a comment. He's like, I could like, we're coming out of season now and I don't really ski. Like, so I'll probably go back to the gym. I was like, don't do it for me. I really like your body exactly how it is. You look like Leonardo DiCaprio. And then like later that evening, I said, we were watching something that Leo was in and I just go, oh, you look like Leo now. And he goes, I knew that's what you meant. Present day Leo, not Titanic Leo, present day Leo.
Wait, his body's like better?
I like both, but it wasn't a compliment. I mean,
have you seen Leo lately on that boat? Because he's had better days. I mean, he's aging just like the rest of us. Who am I to say? Yeah. But I saw him recently because he's now dating, I believe, the oldest woman that we've known him to date, who I think is 28, which is a new high for him. Like normally 25 is the cutoff. But I saw him on a yacht with this lady and I don't know, Corinne. I'm not sure that he looks like Leo.
I love him. He can do no wrong. I mean, like, hot face body that's like, okay, like I'm naturally decently built and I don't feel the need to impress you by doing all this extra shit. I'm on a yacht. You like it or not?
Yeah, I mean, Leonardo DiCaprio doesn't have to care, right? Like he can look
Right.
however he wants and date a 28-year-old. So who cares? Certainly not him. But when you were describing the man's physique, it's just not what I had in mind. That's
Yeah,
all.
I know. You didn't either.
All right.
Okay.
That's okay.
Do we have some emails to get to?
We do have a few emails. Let's just get to our emails. Let's see.
So while she's
All
looking
right.
for those, I will remind you that we are at wheresmyspinoff@gmail.com. You can send in any kind of advice questions or just stories or anything you want us to weigh in on. We are happy to do that. We love hearing from you. What we got today?
All right, this one is from Michael. Hi, Corinne and Brittany. Since Corinne is forcing herself to watch Survivor, I figured I would ask a reality TV question. It's pretty well known that there's been a lot of production interference on shows like Survivor and Big
Oh, I
Brother.
just said that.
You literally just said that. However, it
And I
seems
did
like
not know
Amazing
this
Race.
email.
However, it seems like Amazing Race is more fair and that there's not as much production or not as much production could do to determine who goes home each week. I'm curious what you both think, having been on all of these shows. Love watching the
So,
podcast. Thanks, Michael.
okay, Michael, the thing with Amazing Race, I believe that their interference comes when they decide it's a non-elim round. We like the drama that these two are causing, you know? Like I feel like they have the ability to control because no one knows when non-elim rounds are. And sometimes they're like, we just had one. Why is there another one? Like that feels to me very producer interference. You're right. There's not as much, I guess, they can do outside of things like that, but that's a pretty major way to control the game, don't you think?
I was actually sandwiched with non-elim legs. There was a non-elim leg
Same,
before our elimination and after
same.
our. So they, what we're reading into that is that they really wanted us gone, Corinne. Like they
Yeah,
like
yeah.
they were like, perfect. This is definitely an elimination leg, for sure. Because I was sandwiched with non-elim
Yes.
legs that we were not in last place for.
Yeah, we were too. And I was, when I found that out when we were in Greece and I was like, we're off the race, but we're quarantined in Greece. I was sitting across from Rupert and his wife, and Eliza was like at the other end of the table. And I am like a very, like, I cry once every 10 years. Like, I'm just not a crier. And I had just I had a little too much. Like, I was just like, it was at the end of my rope. And I go, who are we getting? Because all I really wanted was you and Janelle. I didn't want you to like lose, but I wanted to hang out with you. And so I was like, okay, who are we getting next? And then the chaperone was like, oh, it was a non-elimination. And I lost it. I lost it so bad. Like I was tears streaming down my face. Like the frustration of you've got to be fucking
so
shitting
frustrating.
me.
I know. So frustrating. I mean, I was annoyed when it would be non-elimination and I'm not in last place. I want people to be eliminated. Like, let it be an elimination. Like get them out of here because you know that that's going to happen eventually. So of course you want it to be when you're going to be eliminated. It was so frustrating. It was so annoying to me.
Yeah.
But I will say no, I don't think that Amazing Race has a lot of say in that. I think that they try to do things pretty fairly. However, there is a huge difference in the current season that I'm watching to recap on Patreon versus our season. And I think I talked with you about this before, but on this current season that's airing, there are almost zero equalizers. It's happened maybe once or twice so far the entire season, and we're on like episode 9. Whereas on our season, I felt that there were a lot more equalizers. Yeah, because we constantly took the same flight and started at the same point in the airport, all on the same schedule. And they're not doing that at all. It's a lot more trains and like these 3 can get on that train, but those 2 can't. So there's like the time discrepancy between the teams is a lot greater on this current season. And that is because this is the brokey season. They didn't want to pay for any of them to fly. They wanted to do the minimum possible expenses. But it's a huge difference from the season that you and I did of Race. And I think there's a scandal involving Boston Rob getting screwed by production, but I don't know the whole story. And it's on Amazing Race. But
I mean, when when I was going on race, Ethan, he raced with Jenna, that dumb cunt. But Ethan and Jenna did it. And when I was going on the show, Ethan was like, just be aware, it's not up to you whether you win or not. Like, he made it sound like they ran into a lot of that too. But that's everybody who's bitter, who's left the game, that says that, you know, like early.
Okay. Okay, what does this say? Likely refers to the controversy where Boston Rob and Amber finished second after production allegedly intervened to allow eventual winners to catch the first flight. While Rob and Amber had been the only team to arrive in time, the plane returned to the gate for the other team to board, which Rob later stated was a result of production influence. This incident led many viewers to believe Rob and Amber were screwed over by the show. That's what it is.
Okay, here's my question for you.
The plane returned to the gate? That's crazy. That is actually crazy.
Yeah, that's something. Yeah. But you see, I would like to know, when you do this, when you go public and you bash the show in this way, like accusing them of this, how is it that CBS keeps hiring you for more things? Doesn't that always, like, we know, well, we won't say her name, but we know somebody who was trying to sue CBS and just keeps getting on other shows.
Doesn't matter at all.
I am nice enough to not be litigious about this. I'm just on my little tiny podcast talking about it.
I wonder, did they ever go back to Amazing Race, or was this a one and done for him? I feel like maybe the shows like don't really talk. I don't think they communicate a lot with each other, like because that seems to factor zero. I agree with you. It seems to not matter at all. Like, you can just say whatever and still accept the phone call. That would be my experience as well. I don't know.
Weird.
I do not know. But yeah, it sounds like Boston Rob did get well and truly screwed by the Amazing Race. So there you go. Okay.
Well, it's fine. Michael, CBS paid him back tenfold.
At least.
So he'll be okay.
At least. Okay. This one is a story that it says you're going to want to read the story, I promise. Now, please keep anonymous. Oh, thank goodness I saw that before I shouted out your name. So this is coming to us from Anonymous. I work at a small local business in my hometown. The store is only one story. One day, my coworker friend told me that some birds had built a nest outside near the front door and under the awning, so I wouldn't be alarmed if I heard birds chirping. I didn't think much about it. About a week later, when I was working alone, the chirping was more prominent than usual, and it sounded like there were more birds in the nest. I stepped outside of the store to see the nest to see if there were any more birds. However, to my surprise, I did not see the nest. I was very confused as I heard the birds chirping. Anyway, the store got busy. I forgot about the confusing bird situation. Later that day, when I was getting ready to close the store, I heard something drop. I looked towards the front of the store and saw that an entire piece of the ceiling had fallen, and there was a family of birds living in the ceiling of the store. They fell down, were now all over the carpet, which was brand new. It was a terrible sight. I will not elaborate anymore. So a simple story of birds living outside the store turned into a catastrophe that will haunt me forever. Since this day, I have been pooped on by birds 4 separate times. Correlation or causation, who knows? But I'm terrified of birds now. What do I do? There you go. Oh. Are you terrified of birds? Do you have a bird phobia?
No, I have a dog phobia though. I've had my whole life. I'm super scared of dogs, and I'm a little scared of horses.
I'm scared of birds.
I don't know.
I don't like them.
You are?
I've never liked them. It's something about, I don't like any birds. I really hate flightless birds though. Like the ones that can't fly away from me. I really hate those. Like chickens. Yeah. I don't mess with it at all. I've always been scared of birds. I've embarrassed myself a million times. I don't know. It's something about the feathers and the robotic, the way that they move, like little, I don't like it. I don't like it either.
I mean,
I would be terrified to be in an enclosed space with a bird, period. Let alone an entire family that just fell through the ceiling. This is my worst nightmare.
Well, listen, the email came to the right place then, because I paid a lot of money when I was in Chile to get into a cage with condors and have them fly at me. I could definitely send a picture of that. Condor almost took my finger off. I like big birds, like prehistoric birds, like condors.
Sick.
Yeah.
Not interested.
I mean, so the ayahuasca trip I'm going on, they suggested one of the things you're supposed to pack is earplugs, because the birds are so fucking loud in the jungle. So I will be around a lot of birds.
I'm not a bird fan at all. This reminds me of a story I have about my husband though, and I'll make it quick. But my
Go for it.
husband he was paid one time whenever we were teenagers. He was paid to clean out his grandma's garage for her. And he was like moving stuff around in this like dusty garage, and it was just like old, just like a bunch of old junk that had been collecting dust forever. And so he's like moving all this stuff around, and there was a bird cage from when she had parakeets in her classroom. She was like an English teacher, sixth grade English teacher, and she had a couple parakeets that were in her classroom, like class pet kind of things. And so the bird cage was like up on the top. And so he picked it up and pulled the bird cage down, and she had never taken the dead birds out of the bird cage. And so all of these dead bird bones and feathers fell out of like between the metal grates of the cage all over him. Because
that's so bad.
She probably didn't want to touch the dead birds. Like I wouldn't either. So the cage just went in the garage, and they just stayed in the garage. That was like their final resting place until Ryan disturbed their grave by moving them out of the garage, and their dusty bird bone feathers just fell all over his sticky, wet, sweaty skin. And it probably wasn't worth the $20 he was offered to clean that garage out.
Yeah, man. That's tough.
That's what it reminds me of anytime I hear, falling birds. Okay. That's what we have for emails.
Okay.
We never heard back from Mr. Beast about his chocolates. So I'm going to assume that was a scam.
Oh, that's just so unfortunate.
They never reached back out. We still don't have any offers. So we do have a spam email here. Someone who says they got my contact information from Instagram, which they didn't. That's not possible on this email address. And he's looking for services to replace some doors in his house and wants to know if I'm available. So that's what else is happening. If you guys
I'm upset
would send us some legitimate emails, we would appreciate it.
Well, I can do I can do one of those anonymous posts, or I can do celeb Facebook friends you may know. What do you want to end on?
Oh, hit me with some Go Naked, because I have been getting some as well. So I want to see if we're hitting the same stuff.
But these are older. These are ones I screenshot that I just thought were they're just indicative of Louisiana, and I just liked them, so I put them in here. But I haven't screenshot any recently, so you can do yours if you want.
Oh, I haven't screenshotted any since the waterproof sheet situation that I brought you.
Well, I can give you see some of these. I think they're funny, but I think I'm gonna catch shit if I go through these. All right.
Oh, I did see you told me, aren't you on a bunch of singles groups as well?
Oh yeah.
Like, okay. So I
All
randomly
I'm on the
spammed.
Wait, hold on. I'm on the Latter-day Saints singles group, which is the Mormon one.
Oh yeah.
Just because I wanted to see what fucking was going on over there.
And is it great?
It's pretty good. It's pretty pathetic. They're not doing well over there.
I am not a member of any singles groups, but I guess because we were talking about it, or the fact that I follow Go Naked, I don't know. It popped up on my algorithm. It's for Oklahoma City. It was Oklahoma City dating group, and it was a man actively being arrested who was posting and asking if someone would post bail and come pick him up. And in the photo, he was in handcuffs with the shirt open. It was pretty fantastic. It was a pretty good. Mm-hmm. Pretty good calling card. I don't know if you ever get that on any of your singles groups, but I was impressed.
I like that. I don't know, man. I have so many. So the anonymous one, I'll just do this quick story and then we can end. I was paralyzed last year, and while I was in the hospital for 6 months, my girlfriend only came to see me twice and lost our apartment with everything we owned. But while I was there, my homeboy's girl visited me, and as I was being cathed by a nurse a couple times, my member stood up and the nurse had trouble getting the cath to work. My buddy's girl thought it was funny, and the nurse, thinking she was my girl, not my buddy's, jokingly said in the hall that she could be helpful and take care of that. As we talked in the room, she crawled in the bed and rode me until she was shaking and I had a river running down my balls. Then again, the next week, I never told my girlfriend, and I got out of the hospital single as she had broken off for another man, not knowing she could still get the D from me. And a year later, I'm still single and haven't tried to get with another girl. I feel like telling my ex would free me to get laid again with a new girl and release me from my writer's block per se. but she may get mad and not show up for court to win my settlement, and I'd be screwed harder than my buddy's girl. What do I do? I'm dying for a naked babe on me. 51 comments. So a lot of people want to help this gentleman out. So if I'm reading between the lines here, she thought he was paralyzed and not able to use his dick, so she left him.
Yeah.
But it turns out his dick still works. But the problem is that she's part of this court hearing where he's going to sue whoever paralyzed him, so he doesn't want to rock the boat too much. Also, no one's talking about how his buddy's friend is a whore and his buddy got cheated on.
Yeah, that's not even an issue here. That's probably so commonplace in wherever this is we're going to brush right over that. I say to this man who probably by now the dust has settled, but you gotta stick it out for the settlement. You gotta just wait. Play nice.
Yeah.
Play nice. Wait on those settlement dollars to come. Your time will arrive eventually.
Yeah. And if all you really want to do is prove to her, first of all, I don't think that's going to fix your writer's block. I think that's a deeper problem. But if you just want to prove to her your dick works, you can do that with a simple screenshot. We don't need to be bringing the other girl into this.
Yeah. Don't bring the other girl into it. She didn't ask for this.
No.
Well, I hope you survive the jungle. I'm a little bit worried about you. How long are you going to be gone?
10 days. And I'm also worried. I also I couldn't stick to the idea. Oh, I was going to say, when you mentioned gummies, I am 3 days clean off Ambien, which is a very big deal.
Uh-huh.
And I've been replacing it with gummies, which aren't nearly as good, but I don't want to have medication in my system when I go down there. And that's the only medicine I take. So, yeah, I'm worried because the diet, I keep I have a vague understanding of what you're supposed to do, but I don't know, unless I ate hard boiled eggs all day, every day, how I could possibly stick to this. So, yeah, I just I keep eating stuff and I'm like, oh, God damn it. This wasn't on the diet either.
Who gives you this diet? How is it? Do they provide that to you, or this is something you know from experience?
They did, but I knew it from experience. You can't have anything fermented. You can't have yogurt. You can't have kombucha. You can't have aged cheeses. That was the thing. Last night I had cheese with my dinner and I was like, oh, fuck.
Love cheese.
But they're you can't have super overripe vegetables. You can't have avocados. You can't have anything with tyramine in it. You can't have any kind of processed foods, which that's all I live on. So it's been a challenge and I haven't been doing that great. And I'm hoping I don't get punished relentlessly in the jungle. Though I did find out, which maybe I told you last time, or maybe I told Eliza, they won't film us to preserve the ceremony space. They won't be filming us during ceremony. So you shan't be seeing me shitting my pants or throwing up. Welcome.
But then what's the fun? What is there to film?
I know. Well, oh my God. Actually, when we wrap up, I need to film us really quick because I have to film me, a couple of videos of me before I leave. And obviously I want to somehow promote this show. So we're going to film a little something together.
I don't understand. If they're not filming all of that, then what is there to watch? I don't know.
I mean, they're going to interview us before and after, and then they're going to, see if anyone has transformed. I don't know, but there's a couple of people going on this trip. You know what? I released one name last week. I'm going to release a second name now just to whet your palate. Okay. One of my favorite fucking people of all time. I adore him. I haven't gotten to spend time with him in years, but he was my favorite winner. Todd Herzog is going.
Okay. How many days are you super, super sick out of the 10?
All of them.
How many days? All 10.
Every day there's something. If it's not the actual ceremony, it's ketone or eating tobacco, or it's all things that make you vomit. It's the whole time. I'll be so thin when I come back though.
I don't understand this
at
all. Also, what is your healing? Do you have a deep healing message, or or you're just trying to get skinny for the holiday? What is happening?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'll tell you when I come back if I get some transformative information, but I don't need anything to heal. A lot of people on this have things they're trying to work through, and I just don't.
And it's not
because I refuse to evolve.
Having been on Survivor, tell me they're not just healing from their time on Survivor. No. Okay.
No.
All right.
I don't think anyone's talking about that. If you are talking about that, I'm not going to talk about that. I don't need any healing from Survivor. Amazing Race,
it's
maybe.
An entire Survivor cast, so I would just assume that it's going to come up at some point.
Listen, I'm going to give you this promise. I will not cry, and I will not be addressing Survivor. But I am the people going seem cool, and obviously I love Ryman. So, yeah. I mean, let's just hope I return home safely. I would like to, let's just start with, I hope I return home, because my flight in the morning,
Yeah,
I'm
leave
like
it there.
hours into the jungle. My flight leaves at like 8:40 in the morning. And I'm like, how are you guys going to get me to the airport by that time?
Yeah.
So we'll see.
In the best Jeep there is. You'll be fine just in the back. You'll be great.
All right. Well, thank you for joining us for another week of shenanigans, spinsters.
Thanks. Bye, spinsters. See you next week.
Bye.